Okay, you know what time it is, man. The Red Things Sports. You know what we do every day? We bring the latest in sports. And Ryan is all or nothing. Game 7. Winner take all.
Tonight, man.
Man, listen.
I don't know how I feel about this, Rev. I was hurt last game.
You was hurt. Rev cried.
Yeah, they hurt me, man. I don't know. I don't know.
The Rev cried. Straight cried.
I don't know if they gave. I think they gave Boston too much. They gave Boston too much. Way too much confidence.
I can't believe White hit that layup, put back layup.
Nobody boxed out.
Oh man, it hurt the Rev. It hurt the Rev. Rev was sad.
Do you think they? Do you think they can? Do you think Miami can come back from that
tonight? I have no idea what's going to happen. I can't imagine.
I think they took too much air out of Miami. The crowd stayed there after everybody ran off for about an extra 2-3 minutes.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I just can't tell you what might happen. Somebody gonna get blown out. I think Boston gonna blow Miami out.
I hope not.
They're gonna beat them down like a dog.
I hope not. You can't have. It's been a really good series.
It's been a great series.
It's been a good series, and
both teams have won 3 in a row.
You don't want to end no Game 7 on no blowout, everybody. You know what I mean?
I think Boston just gonna blow them out. But now, if you told me at the end of the night, Jimmy Butler had 52 and Miami wins the game, I wouldn't be surprised.
You know what? I think both of them will. I think both of them, Jimmy Butler and Jason Tatum, might go off.
Yeah, I think everybody got to go off.
Yeah,
everybody.
Bam, ain't no excuse.
Yeah, Bam. Come on, Bam. You can't be averaging those doggone 10 points in the series.
For you to be that big man for Miami, when Marcus Smart shot that 3, why are you boxing out at the 3-point at the foul line?
Yeah, fact.
Go to the basket, fool.
That's all. He's the younger, more athletic center in the whole series, and you should be dominating.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Nobody's getting the rebound over you except Rob Williams.
Yes.
You box him out. But hey, man, Game 6, when you throw up a 3, hey, go for the rebound.
Man, somebody explain to me what is going on. It was so many just small mistakes. Like, when they fouled Jimmy Butler,
yeah,
I was thinking, they taught us not to do that in doggone junior high.
Now, there's a rule that I learned on that play that I think is crazy, and they need to throw out.
Okay.
When Jimmy Butler got fouled,
right,
it was 2.1 seconds left.
Right.
Boston called timeout.
Right.
And that gave them an extra second.
Okay.
So it added a second to 3 seconds when they came out of the timeout. What kind of rule is that?
Yeah, I don't know about that rule. I don't like that rule. Because that means Boston don't win the game.
Exactly.
That means Boston don't win the game.
When that ball comes off of that rim, time is done.
Done. You know who does that better than anybody? The Philadelphia Eagles home field. I've seen them stop the clock when the man now you're out of bounds. Yeah, you got you got to have good home cook.
Well, you know what? That was you supposed to challenge that. He ain't challenged it.
Yeah, he should have challenged that.
Yeah, he should have challenged that.
But you know what? I'm gonna tell you why I don't blame the coach. Because who the timekeeper?
Yeah.
You the timekeeper.
Yeah.
You in Miami. You let half a second go off. By accident.
But then here's another thing too. You know when they create maybe you got to go check the film.
Yeah.
You either say it's good or you don't say it's good.
Right.
How do you just say it's good all of a sudden? And then, so if you see something and it's like, oh, it's kind of close, maybe we can't overturn it. You done already gave the Boston that game already. Come on, man.
Whoever kept the clock, I'd have fired him. I listen, we home. If we home, you let a little extra second go off that clock. You know what I mean? Like you got what they had 2.4 seconds.
Yeah.
2.4 seconds. Soon the ball went in. 2 seconds went right off. That would have been like 2 seconds.
And listen to this. You let him shoot a fadeaway 3, and nobody ran to the basket.
You got home field. That's why I call home field advantage. Mm-hmm. You got home court advantage. let that time go up a half a second. Man, please, I'm firing him.
You could have celebrated on your home floor.
Let Red be the timekeeper and see what happens. We up.
If I hit 3 free throws, we go up 1.
Right.
As Eric Spoelstra, as the coach,
right,
in the timeout, you tell them 1 stop.
Right.
You don't tell them get all rebounds. Everybody go for any rebound.
Everybody box out.
Jimmy Butler was at the 3-point line. Bam Adebayo was at the free throw line.
Everybody got boxed out.
Everybody was just standing there. Vincent got his hands up when he missed the 3. Go for the rebound.
You got the box out.
All Boston players ran to the basket.
And that's why they look. Hey, that's why they in Game 7 now.
Yep.
Game 7, winner take all. We're gonna see what happens. The Reds think Boston in the blowout. But once again, if at the end of the night you tell me Jimmy Butler had 52, I would not be surprised with a Miami win. This is the ultimate Game 7 when anything happens.
This is what you like though. This is the Game 7. Yeah. These were the backyard things, you know. Right. Game 7, you got 2 minutes left. You playing by yourself, you know, in the backyard. Imagine this stuff. This is the kind of stuff. But Jimmy Butler, man.
If Larry Bird and Alonzo Mourning found their way on the court, I would not be surprised. Anything could happen.
You know how it's going to be so many people in Boston.
Oh, my goodness. It's going to be crazy.
We know Paul Pierce is going to be down there.
Oh, Phantoms. Fat Paul Pierce.
Yeah, man. He's going to be there. You never know. Kevin Garnett might be there, too.
Kevin, hey, listen.
Because leave it up to Kevin Garnett.
Anything's possible.
Yeah. Leave it up to Kevin Garnett. He's been a Celtic his whole life.
Yeah, I know.
You would never even know he played for
Minnesota.
Yeah, you never would have known that.
He said, man, I ain't played Minnesota.
Oh, man.
Yeah, this is gonna be a great game to end a great series. Both teams has won 3 in a row, which is incredible to think about it. And now you're going to play the last game, and I don't know what could happen. There's so many possibilities. Mm-hmm. Like, if you told me Tatum was going to have 50 points, you told me Brown was going to have 50 points, you told me White going to have 50, anything could happen.
Anything could, yeah. And I do expect Boston's reserves to really have a good game.
They home.
I think Marcus Smart, this series has been surprising me.
Yeah. Making a little bit of shots.
He's averaging 19 points a game.
Yeah.
Who in the world?
Yeah. That's when you take your game to the next level in the playoffs.
That's the difference right there.
And that's what the Sixers couldn't do. Oh, God. They couldn't take their game to the next level. That's why I ain't a Sixers fan no more.
Now, talking about that kind of stuff, talking about the Sixers, Lillard.
Dame
Lillard is the talk of trade deadline starts June 29th.
Right.
The teams that they say are in the running for Lillard.
Yeah.
76ers.
Uh-oh.
Timberwolves.
Uh-oh.
Here's one that's going to hurt.
Yeah.
Boston Celtics.
Oh, stop it.
Because now, me?
Right.
I would rather have Dame than Brown.
Yeah, listen. If the Sixers get Damian Lillard reunited and it feels so
it's gonna
good. The Red back. Back.
You know what though, Rev? I'm gonna tell you.
Rev come back.
I'm gonna tell you, Rev. I'll be the one.
Flowers.
I'm be the one. You ain't even got to bring that. I'm be the one to open the door for you.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna open the door for you.
Keep the light on.
Welcome on back.
Welcome me back. They get Lillard.
They get Lillard.
I'm coming back.
They not gonna like us, man.
If they get Lillard, I'm coming
on
back.
On this show?
Get my seat ready.
Yeah, they're not gonna like us.
Get my seat ready. I'm back.
He's been touted in this area as he's top 5.
Oh yeah,
definitely. Best shooters in this era.
Yeah, I know he's out in Portland and people don't get to see him much, but his jump shot is as good as anybody's. He is as good as a basketball player as we have in the league. Mm-hmm. He's as good as a leader that we have in the league.
And that says something about Portland.
Yeah. When
you have a player like that, you mean to tell me you can't get no TV time?
Have you seen Portland though? Have you seen Portland in the news?
Have you ever been out there?
Yeah, I've never been to Portland, but I've seen them in the news and they wilding. They wilding out.
Yeah.
They are wilding out. So I got to bring Dame Send Dame to Philadelphia.
Yeah, get him in the market.
Yeah, a big market.
That is. Because it's like we talked about earlier, I think there's going to be a lot of moves. They're already talking about Trae Young.
Trae Young got to go somewhere.
Trae Young and Golden State have been
Trae Young to Golden State.
You know what? I think that was the end for Poole.
Right.
And I think they're gonna
try to move him.
They're gonna package Poole and somebody else. What's the one of them the bench guys? I forget his name. Yeah. But you can package them in a second round pick.
And I'll give a first round pick to get Young.
Trae Young and Steph Curry.
That's perfect.
You just
the Speed Brothers.
But the thing about it, you just
won't be Splash Brothers. It'll be Speed Brothers.
It's just gonna be, but you can bully them. That's the problem.
I mean, it's gonna be hard for them to play D.
Yeah, you gonna need a Draymond Green if you get because it's. I mean, they can outshoot you, but with the defense, they're gonna get.
Yeah, you got to just outscore people because you ain't gonna be able to stop nobody. Not their guards is just gonna.
Yeah,
their guards gonna eat.
Let me ask you this. If Boston, let's just hypothetical.
Yeah. I
don't know, because to me, Boston has to win a championship. I don't think they're going to do that this year.
I don't think so either.
I don't think
they can beat the Nuggets.
I just think it's the Nuggets year. But saying it again, you need some luck when you win a championship.
That's true.
And Boston has been getting things have been falling their way.
Luck.
But luck also runs out too.
That's one thing about luck; it runs out.
Yeah. So I don't know.
As an Eagle fan, you know that personally, huh?
Well, I wouldn't
y'all
say
were lucky all year, and then you ran out.
I wouldn't say
right before the Super Bowl ended, which is perfect.
Well, for you, it wasn't perfect for me. That thing hurt.
It was like a fairy tale.
You called. It came through, but I couldn't answer it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why I was swiping the answer.
Right.
It wouldn't work.
Wouldn't work.
I don't know. My phone.
Called you. I was like,
I don't know what was wrong with my phone.
After the Super Bowl, I was like, hey, Ryan.
Yeah, I couldn't, I couldn't, I don't know. Was my mailbox full?
My wife was like, leave him alone. His team lost.
Yeah, that was, you know what, though? I was mad, but I wasn't like, I don't know. It didn't bother me so much because I don't know why. I guess it's because.
That's why I can't be an Eagle fan.
I guess it's because the paycheck.
But that's
I wasn't getting paid.
That's why I can't be an Eagle fan.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
The last time the Dallas Cowboys
yes, you can.
The last time the Dallas Cowboys lost the Super Bowl, we lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah. You know what the Ravens did?
I just watched that one, too.
I did. You know what the Ravens did? Cried all night.
31-35?
Yep, I cried.
I
cried all night long.
But y'all were good, though.
I don't care. I want to win the Super Bowl. And when I ain't win the Super Bowl, I just cried like a babe. My mama was like, don't cry. It's okay. I can't.
And what'd your dad say?
My dad was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. He walking around all happy.
Oh, he was still a fan.
He was still a fan.
Oh, yeah. He ain't cared nothing about it. Yeah. But it was... it was good. Y'all had a good team. Y'all had confidence going into next year.
I'm tearing up now.
Well,
1979.
That was a good Super Bowl, though.
That was a good Super Bowl.
But look at it. You had those Steelers, man. Them cats. All them Hall of Famers.
They weren't better than my Cowboys.
But all them Hall of Famers there.
They got lucky.
See, I can say the same thing.
They got lucky.
I can say the same thing with the Chiefs.
Yeah, well. We know that's not true.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I don't know, man. Y'all did have a good team.
Man, that team was Roger Staubach in them. And they lost. Red crowd.
But y'all made up for it.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Came back, won 3 straight Super Bowls.
Oh. No, I mean.
Dallas Cowboys.
How many? Roger Staubach got 2.
Yeah, Roger Staubach got 2.
Okay, all right. I don't know. Basketball's about to be done, Rev.
It has been a great season. It's been fun. I've really enjoyed it. Now when we go into summertime, our highlight for Faith in Sports, we're going to be at Buffalo Wild Wings every Tuesday. Mm-hmm. That's going to be the highlight. But it has been a great NBA season.
Let me ask you this. This is Game 7. Who is it going to affect more if they lose, Jimmy Butler or Jason Tatum?
Jason Tatum. Remember last year?
Yeah.
They fell short. Because really, you think about when you look at Jimmy Butler, you like, well, you know, how he got this far in the first place.
I know. Mm-hmm.
He ain't got nobody with him. How you get this far in the first place?
And Jason Tatum and their team were the favorites coming in there.
Yes. They shouldn't got past Sixers, but that's a whole different story. We're not gonna get into that.
See, that's another Game 7. See, but if that scenario happens towards the end of the game with the Sixers and the Celtics, do you think Jimmy Butler? Because I don't know, these 3 games he kind of went missing a little bit.
Yeah. Well, you know, if he told me his knees are sore, he tired, then I'll be like, yeah, I guess it would be.
Yeah. Maybe he's saving himself for this Game 7. Who do you think the Nuggets would rather play?
Miami.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because you only got to worry about Jimmy Butler then. He tried to wear him down, which I think Boston did.
And he's not going to, yeah. I think he's having trouble with Derek White.
Yeah. I mean, I think they playing Jimmy Butler the best way. They sending more people at him and just wear him down. Don't let him take over a game. You know, it's one thing to take over one game. It's another thing to take over 2 games. Mm-hmm. But a 7-game series, it's gonna be hard to do.
Yeah, you need a see, but games like this, man, this is the kind of stuff separates you.
Oh, this is where legends are made.
Think about a Michael Jordan, right?
Oh yeah.
Now I watched that Phoenix Suns series.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Right.
4 out of those 6 games, Jordan had 40 points.
Oh.
One of those games, he had 55.
And what people don't realize, of course they wasn't there, Rev was there. He would allow his teammates to play, to get shots and stuff early in the game, just to let them get in the rhythm of the game. But really, he could have took over a whole game if he wanted to. Mm-hmm. He'd have had way more than 55. He'd have had 75 points if he wanted to.
And everybody going into that series, Phoenix was the team to beat.
Yeah.
They were.
Barkley.
Yeah, they were dominant. You had Kevin Johnson.
Who's underrated, by the way.
Dumas.
Dumas.
Marley.
Thunder Dan.
Yeah.
Thunder Dan.
Yeah. I mean, they had a squad. And they were
who the fat center? Oliver Miller.
You couldn't move him.
Arkansas. Nah, you get fat Oliver Miller.
Was Tom Chambers wasn't there, was he? I think he might have been coming off the bench at the time.
Tom Chambers. I think Tom Chambers. Did he move on or was he still on that team?
93. I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was on that team.
But
I think he moved on by then.
But think about this. In that series, Jordan averaged 41 points.
He averaged 41 points.
In that series.
In the series. That's why he grades all the time.
8 rebounds and 7 assists.
That's what he averaged. That's why he grades all the time.
Yeah, I don't like talking about the Jordan and LeBron thing because it doesn't matter. I mean, he's one of 3 players in NBA history to have 100 blocks and 200 assists in the season.
That's why he's great.
But he's the only player ever to do it twice and be the defensive player of the year.
I was going to say,
man.
As much as we talk about his offensive stats, remember, his defense was second to none. Michael Jordan, the greatest player of all time.
Man. You're never going to see nothing like that again.
No.
You're never.
Because I'll tell you what the Rev can make an argument for. I can make an argument for Jordan being the best offensive player, the best defensive player, watch this, and the most exciting player. At the same time.
Of your era.
He might have been the best offensive player, defensive player, and most exciting player.
And then I don't like, we compared we let everybody compare to Jordan and LeBron. That's
right.
It's nonsense.
That's nonsense.
But they say before Jordan went on his run, he was losing in the playoffs and all this kind of stuff. When they lost to Boston, when he had the 63 points, he was going up against 5 Hall of Famers on that team.
Yeah, I hate when people say that because they don't understand. First of all, that Chicago team was trash. Michael Jordan comes over there.
It's the trash in the summertime on 4th Street.
Yeah, the bad stinking trash.
That funky trash.
Yeah. Well, he comes over there, and they start to build up to be a winner. See, I understand what LeBron fans are saying because they never seen LeBron build a team to be a winner. He just went from team to team. Mm-hmm. But Jordan didn't go from team to team. He stayed with one team that was trash, and they started to build up. So each step they took was the next step to the next step to the next step.
And they just built them piece by piece.
That's all they did.
And think about this too, Rev. To be as dominant as you were to win on that first repeat with a center like Bill Cartwright.
Oh, Bill Cartwright. That ugly shot he had.
Yeah. But it went in, though.
Man, listen, it went in. But it was ugly.
Yeah, it was the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
Ooh. Had his arms all up in the air, all twisted. Like, how you going to shoot like that, Bill? But it went in, so I ain't mad with it.
It's just Jordan was.
Yeah, he was just different.
Yeah, and like you said, the excitement.
Yeah.
It's one thing to have people, you love to see them. But, to go see a player and the dominance is going to be there game in and game out every time.
The things Michael Jordan could do put people in awe. I've seen Michael Jordan do stuff that I was like, nah, that's impossible. Stop the TVs. Let me rewind. Because I remember one time, this is no joke. This is not a joke. He went up for the basket. The defensive player is right there with him. He got his hand on his fingertips. The defensive player's fingertips is touching the ball. Michael brings the ball down with one hand, hangs in the air. This is not a joke. Hangs in the air. This is not an old guy making up stuff. Look it up. Hangs in the air. The defensive player comes down. Michael Jordan puts his arm back up and shoots a shot.
I remember that too.
How you hang in the air?
From the whole time, you're going from the left side of the rim all the way to the right side.
Yep. He's hanging in the air. Pull it down and then bring it back up.
And then he's the only person in NBA history to average 20 points at the age of 40.
Because he's the greatest player of all
time.
time.
Come on, man.
He's the GOAT. Michael Jordan. Is Michael? This is the best players in the history of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
It's Michael Jordan.
Yep.
The Rev. And then you got like Wilt Chamberlain and all them.
So it's Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Rev.
Yeah, that's right.
And then everybody else.
And everybody else.
You passed Kobe?
Yeah. I got Kobe. I got Kobe. Yeah, I got Wilt and all them.
So you got Wilt number 3.
Yeah, Wilt probably like number 3. You know what I mean? Kobe, all them. They somewhere in there. Don't even matter what number. See, the only thing that kept the Rev from being famous and stuff is that God called me into a higher calling, so I couldn't go out there. But I've been right there. It'd been Mike, and then it just been me, like slightly right there.
You know how many Hall of Famers? So you would have been a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
You know how many Hall of Famers he kept from a championship? So if you were there,
yeah, I'd have got mine.
You would have disrupted all of that.
Yeah, I'd have got mine.
How many you would have got?
Michael was at the 6. Michael got. I'd have got about 2. Now Michael had a choice. He could have been down with me.
Yeah.
Or he could go down. But there's only 1, 2 things you could do. But I'd have got my 2. I'd have got mine. But see, God called me to a higher calling. So I was called into the ministry.
And you've been winning. You've been winning ever since.
Yeah. God has allowed me to win in life. Because he called me into the ministry, or it'd been Michael Jordan than me.
That would have been difficult, boy.
Oh man, it'd been something to see. The Rev in his prime and Michael Jordan in his prime. It'd been something to see. It's been something to bear witness to. You know what I mean? Just to see it.
Let's just say Jordan wasn't there, right?
Yes.
How many Hall of Famers?
Sean Kemp, Charles Barkley
would have got theirs.
Yeah, they got. Sean Kemp and Gary Payton got theirs. They lost.
Barkley,
the Chicago. Barkley got his. They lost Chicago.
Malone and Stockton.
No. Malone and Stockton
twice.
Yeah, at least one time, because Knicks and Patrick Ewing would have got one.
Yeah, I think they might have been. They would probably would have got more than one.
Yeah, at least one.
Drexler.
Actually, Clyde got one with Houston.
That's right. Yeah. He had to leave.
He had to leave Portland to go get one.
He won when Jordan was gone.
When he was gone.
Yep. When he took that break.
Yep.
That's crazy.
But yeah, so he kept some people from winning championships that are on the top. They are on the top 75 list of all time, and Michael Jordan kept them from getting championship.
See, that's the thing I don't. That's the thing that bothers me because it's Jordan kept Hall of Famers from winning championships.
Yes.
LeBron had to join with Hall of Famers to get his championship.
Listen, which is something Michael would never have did. Michael would never have joined the Pistons. He would never have joined the Celtics. He would never have joined Portland.
They still don't like each other. That's one thing.
Yeah.
That's one thing I think they need to let it go. You know, you're getting older. You're supposed to be enjoying life. Y'all still holding on to this business. Isaiah and Michael, if y'all don't quit,
now
they won't even talk to each other.
What I would say is, to be totally fair, Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time. LeBron James not even close. But LeBron James is the better citizen.
Yeah, Jordan petty.
Jordan is petty. I can't complain. I'll never complain about Jordan being petty. Simply because that what made him great.
Yeah.
But in real life, he's petty. I mean, he's like super petty.
Yeah, that's
like come on, Jordan.
At the when they did the top 75,
right,
at the All-Star game,
right,
Magic was standing in front of Jordan. Isaiah came and hugged Magic,
right,
and then Beeline turned right around and went on. And I was like, "Come on, man,
petty.
What y'all doing, man?
Petty. You know they can let that stuff go." Be like, man, we were playing, but you know what? We retired now.
Yeah, they got to stop that.
It's all love, you know what I mean? But nah, Michael Jordan, he's petty. He's a petty cat. He don't even talk to Charles Barkley no more. And Charles Barkley told the truth.
Yeah.
He's petty. He's a petty guy.
A lot of people don't like Charles Barkley because of that. Because they tell the truth.
Look, somebody got to tell the truth.
Yeah, you can't. Nobody's doubting your greatness. But when, like you said, as far as the citizen,
yeah, LeBron James is far better citizen.
You have to. I wonder, is that something? What is that?
Well, like I said, you wanted to witness the greatness of Michael Jordan when we had the opportunity, but it comes with a price, and one of the prices it comes with is being petty. Like remember the Bulls telling the story of Michael punching Steve Kerr in the face?
Mm-hmm.
That's LeBron wouldn't punch nobody in the face.
No.
He's a better citizen, better person. Michael's so petty that he punches Steve Kerr in the face. But it's also what made him great. You got to take the good with the bad.
Yeah, that comes with it, yeah.
Yeah, you got to take the good with the bad.
I'm going to tell you this.
He was a terrible teammate.
I'm the nicest person. I don't bother nobody.
Yeah.
But if you punch me in my face,
I mean, it's gonna be bro.
Yeah.
But remember they were telling the story about what was the guy, the Browns guy, couldn't play no basketball. And they said Michael Jordan just ride him every day.
Darn it! I was just looking at the episode. Browns, ball headed.
Yeah.
Right. I know. Burrell.
Burrell, that's his name.
Yeah, Scott Burrell.
Scott Burrell couldn't play a lick, but Scott Burrell. Michael Jordan ride him because you know what Michael Jordan wanted to get the best out of him because Michael Jordan wanted to win. So they said Michael Jordan would ride him every single day.
Mm-hmm. At the championship, at the sixth championship, Jordan stood up and said, you know, it was a team effort except for Scott Burrell because he ain't good. I mean, in front of millions of people.
Just riding.
Yeah, see Jordan, yeah.
But that's because he's petty. I mean... But at the same time, that pettiness is what allowed him to be great.
Yeah.
He wouldn't let stuff go. Remember what he said about Clyde? He said people could compare Clyde to him, and he said he was offended by it. Just think about that. You offended by it, though?
But think about that, though. Clyde was
a superstar.
Clyde was good, man.
Clyde was a superstar.
They're comparing, y'all were at the same position.
Yep.
Y'all both in the finals. What am I supposed to do?
What I'm saying is that's how petty Mike was. Mike was that petty. He's offended.
But he did prove it, though.
I mean, that's what made him great. That's what made him great. That's why when people say LeBron versus Jordan in their prime, it's not that LeBron wouldn't have the basketball skill.
Yeah.
It's that he don't have that killer instinct that Jordan had. If they was in their prime and they played in the NBA at the same time, you'd have said LeBron James is greater than Michael Jordan. He was offended when Clyde was compared to him. You know how offended he would have been? You know how mad he would have been?
Yeah.
You know how petty he would have been?
It's
he's just petty.
And again, I don't, like we said, LeBron's one of the best to ever do it. But to say that, to compare him up there,
you don't compare him with Mike.
Nah.
Because Mike was about that life.
I get offended.
Kobe was about that life.
I was about to say, I get offended when you just skip over Kobe like that.
Yeah. Kobe was about that life.
Man.
Kobe, they took stuff to a whole different level.
Kobe in his prime or LeBron in his prime, who you taking?
No, man, it's not even close.
Because that's what I'm saying, man. It's. I mean,
but
you'd be good if you had LeBron.
But you'd be fine.
Yeah.
But think about it like this: Kobe and Shaq are on the same team. Shaq is the most dominating force in the NBA, and Kobe is telling Shaq, if you get in shape,
you'd be better.
They three-peated.
He even told Shaq.
They three-peated though.
He even told Shaq after they was done playing basketball when they had that interview. Kobe said, I believe we could have had 7 or 8 he said if you would have just lost 30 pounds. And they both started laughing, and Kobe's like, I'm dead serious. Like,
that's what Mike, Kobe, them cats, their wires were crossed a little different. Mm-hmm. That they were so serious about it that it was like life or death. Like Kobe and Shaq won 3 straight championships, and Kobe is saying, if you lost weight, we could have won more.
Yeah.
Now that's being petty.
Now think about this with Kobe Bryant. He tore his rotator cuff in the playoff series against the Suns in Game 5.
Right.
In the second quarter. Never left the game. He finished the game, scored 28 points in the second half with his left hand. He was shooting threes with his left hand. He didn't even use his right arm. He couldn't lift it.
That because he would rather have.
That's because he's crazy.
Yeah. He would rather have faced death than lose a game. That's why. But these cats are wired different. These cats, you know what I mean? They don't want to lose. They don't want to let you see them hurt. That's how they was wired.
Now think about that. See, we have this show, Faith in Sports. We always intertwine the faith in the sports, right?
Correct.
Now, how what you just said, he would have rather faced death.
Face death.
If we, as human beings, put that much energy into following God,
man, you said a mouthful right there.
You see what I'm saying? If you
Preach
say
on, preacher.
If you, hey man, well, I've been hanging around you. That's what happens, man. But it's if you put that much energy into that, just to say, all right, I'm gonna open my Bible. I'm going to do exactly follow all the rules that he says, and just Kobe spending 12 hours a day playing the game, right? He said his wife said, if you're gonna be spending all these hours away from me and the kids, you better at least win some championships.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like if nothing else matters around you.
Yes.
If I spend my time, if I open the book and just read it and follow the laws and the commandments and all this kind of stuff, if I do that, and you say to yourself, I'd rather die than just be.
I'll give you a prime example. Sometimes I'm studying the Word of God at the Wilmington office, and it gets so good that by the time I look up, it's 8 o'clock at night. And my wife is saying, where you been? What you doing? I got caught up. I didn't realize I was late.
And how many times have you read a verse? One time.
Right.
The next 3, 4, 5, 6, you could read it 8 different times.
Yeah.
It means something totally different.
That's because the Word of God is multidimensional. And it will reveal to you on different levels each time you read it. You advance in faith. So you go from faith to faith, from glory to glory. Each time you advance. So that same Bible verse is getting you deeper into the Word of God.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's good.
Look at, here's another thing. Well, LeBron James, a lot of people don't know. You always see him, he's at the book bag or sometimes looks like a purse or something.
Yeah.
And his show, I don't know if you ever seen his show, it's called The Shop or something, and he sits around like a barbershop.
Yeah, barbershop.
And they talk with a lot of people, and they had asked him about it.
Right.
And they said, a lot of people, you've been becoming a lot of memes.
Right.
They see you wearing like bags and little handbags, kind of. They was laughing like a woman, a woman.
Yeah.
He said, well, he was like, the only thing I carry in is the Bible.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
And everything got quiet. And I'm like, and he looked around. He was like, he laughed, and then he said, "Where y'all energy at?"
Right.
And they were kind of laughing.
That same energy.
Yes, what he said. He was like, "I'll let y'all say whatever y'all was going to say.
Right.
I was waiting on somebody to ask me."
Right.
He was like, "But that's what I do. I just, in my free time, that's what I do." He said, "That's why," this is what he said. He said, "That's why you've never heard me outside of nothing with my wife.
Right.
She don't have to worry about nothing like that." He said, I don't get in no kind of drama. He said, because if I didn't have it, I'd be just like everybody else.
Yep. And once again,
better
Michael
citizen.
Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan.
James. Now who's the better player? Who the better citizen? LeBron James by far. LeBron James by far.
But that's like what you were saying with the money.
Yeah.
Letting money rule you.
Yes.
Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell that he liked to indulge in things like he smoked cigars and drink and gamble. That LeBron, you know what I mean, so that's why LeBron's playing longer, because he took better care of his body than Michael and people before. Because a lot of things people didn't know in the 80s and 90s that we know now.
Yeah, the business,
and, how to keep your body in better shape. So that's why LeBron is playing longer, and he's a much better citizen. And you're right. If people would put as much as Kobe and Mike put into being the greatest basketball players, if people would put that same energy into being the best version of their self, they were committed to being a great basketball player. And I understand that most people don't have the self-discipline to be the greatest version of their self. Mm-hmm. If you become the greatest version of yourself, guess what happens? You change the world. You make the world a better place. And that's all serving God is. All serving God is reaching your full potential. Mm-hmm. You can never be who God has called you to be until you get to know who God is.
And think about these players, right? That God has gave everybody a gift. All these players have nourished that gift, and they're all in the same community inside of the NBA. But all of these players, how many of them, because God will allow you to have something, but if you're not using it right, he'll give it to you.
Yeah.
It's you can have it, but it's not going to be worth anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just you just playing. And I wonder sometimes because sometimes you can say stuff in front of a bunch of people. You can read a scripture and it's don't really mean nothing to you. Right. It just sounds good. You know what I mean? Right. So I'll be wondering sometimes some of the players, they say, I thank God for doing this kind of stuff. Like, okay, example. Some of them rappers.
Oh, Lord, not one of the rappers.
When you get up and you accept your award.
Right.
The first thing what they say.
I want to thank God.
Yeah, but you just had a song that you done shot about 12 people in the song. You can't thank God for that, man. God said, "No, get me out of that. Take me out of that."
But I think what happens is we think they talking about the true God, and they talking about their God, and their God is the devil. That's why they talk about killing. Just think about what they promote, what they talk about in their records, what they talk about. I guess it ain't records. I guess it's old term records. But just think about what they talk about in their music. Are those godly things or ungodly things? And then okay, you ain't talking about the true God. You talking about the devil.
Yeah,
killing people is the devil.
And think about
calling women bees is the devil.
Yeah, that's the crazy. Now think about the songs that last though.
Yeah.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's my wife group.
That's my group.
She dragged me down to New Jersey.
Them and Frankie Beverly and Maze.
I'll tell you a story about my wife. She dragged me down to New Jersey, Atlantic City, to watch Earth, Wind, and Fire. We sitting there watching Earth, Wind, and Fire.
You was dancing too.
She was dancing and singing, and I'm thinking to myself, what in the world?
You too. I know you was dancing.
I got my boogie on.
Yeah.
I got my boogie on.
Yeah, I was going to say, let them put on Let's Groove.
But we was in there, and then this what happened. So she's singing, this guy, like 2 seats next to her, he's singing, they singing together. I'm like, I don't know what's going on right here. But we're going to stop this. All this singing together. All this love in the air.
But that's what happens.
That's what happened, Earth, Wind, Fire. Love get in the air, Earth, Wind, Fire.
I remember my mom and dad told me, They met when they was 14, right? Yes. They've been together since they was 14.
They've been together since they 14.
Yeah, that's crazy. Afros and bell bottoms. They both had on bell bottoms. I'm gonna move on from that though. But my dad said we went to go see Earth, Wind & Fire at the Spectrum.
Yes.
They went to go see Earth, Wind & Fire, and they said George Clinton and all them was there.
Okay.
That's the first time they said they seen somebody on the piano float in the air.
Right.
Do a whole 360 in the air and all that. But my dad said, all the music was good. He said, we don't never smoke and all that kind of stuff. He said, we walked out of there after George Clinton and them was done because they was the last act.
Yeah.
He said it was so much marijuana in there.
There's so much weed in there.
My dad said, my mom walked to the car. He said, I kept walking. I didn't know where I was.
Right.
That's crazy, man.
That's how that much of the weed was. But speaking of weed, you
George Clinton.
You see, what's the running back that used to play for Pittsburgh? Bale.
Oh man, I just read that article.
This brother Harbaugh, he was smoking before the game. He must have been a George Clinton fan. He's smoking weed before the game.
Atomic Dog. Listen, now think about this, man. Le'Veon Bell. At the time, he went through a stint with. They had probably the scariest team.
Yeah, they did.
Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, Ben Roethlisberger was still in his prime.
Right. They all get high.
And their defense, you see what I'm saying?
They was all get high.
You know him and Antonio Brown.
You know Antonio Brown was high as a kite.
And he says now, looking back at it, now that I'm older, that's the one thing I always told myself I don't ever want to say.
I know.
Now that I'm older, I realize.
Yeah, you don't want to waste.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to do that. And he said he missed out on $150 million because he didn't have the energy to go through training camp.
That's what happens when you get high.
What?
It steals your energy. I don't know what people talking about nowadays, where they making weed legal. Because I know weed does. I have seen my friends smoke weed. I know what weed does.
Now, a lot of people don't know this about marijuana. I've tried to tell people for years on years on years. We know that it's a systematic drug to keep people in a certain realm. But what it does is it causes muscular dystrophy.
Ooh.
It gets it. That's the only drug that gets in your system, and it stays there. It don't go out. It's so now what it's doing is eating up your muscles. It's eating up your bone, your bone marrow. So as you get older, that's why you can't. Everybody says you don't do that. You just relax.
You just relax.
You can't move.
Can't move.
It's killing. What the food you say? Killing me soft.
You're killing me soft. Yeah, no joke. But this is another thing I can't. This is what somebody explained this to the ref. So smoking, which was very common at the time, was so dangerous that they made a law that said you can't smoke in public places because the smoke is so dangerous.
Yep.
Well, then they turn around and make weed illegal. Well, what you think you doing with the weed?
Because you know why? You know where it was getting promoted? In that rap music we was talking about.
Yeah, they get promoted in that rap.
And the influence is on the kids. If we can allow it, and now it's legal. How did it go from being so dangerous to being legal?
This is your brain on drugs. Well, did it change?
Oof.
This is your brain on drugs.
I used to put the eggs in the pan.
Put the egg, fry the egg up. This is your brain on drugs.
That was scary back in the day.
Yeah, that was scary back in the day.
I don't want my brain popping like that.
I don't want my brain popping like that. A whole bunch of people got their brain popping.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of people got people got their brain popping.
Yep.
Just go down 4th Street.
And it's legal now.
Go down 4th Street and see how many people brains popping.
But then you look at it too. Everybody says, you don't do this. It's a drug. So now it being a drug, what happens is your body's going to get immune to that.
That's right.
And then you're going to start looking for
the next high.
We look at the Bible in the word witchcraft.
Yes.
That word witchcraft is pharmakia, which is pharmaceuticals.
Yes.
Once I read that,
it's a wrap.
I don't even want Advil.
Nope.
Yeah. I'll just deal with this headache.
We ain't dealing with the witches around here.
We're not doing it because look at
ain't no be witch around here, baby.
Look at the symbol.
Forget Sam and them.
Yeah, that. Oof.
But it's wild that
the symbol is a cross with a snake around it.
Yeah, I mean
the medical shield.
You know how and the crazy part is, it's the wrong symbol. That's actually, if you look up the Hebrew, that's actually the financial symbol.
Oof.
It's a two snake is the medical one, so they got the wrong symbol in the first place, which maybe they don't.
They got a chokehold on the financial
maybe
system.
They don't. Maybe they know what they're doing, and they just
Man.
But yeah, I just don't understand the drug thing and when we get to faith in sports at night, I'm going to talk about why is it pushed on African American culture to smoke so much weed. Like we go to Friday. Remember Friday? Mm-hmm. And they like, oh yeah, and, this is what we do. We get high every. Matter of fact, what the song said, I get high every day.
Yeah, it's and think about this. It's a cultural thing. It's a cultural. And when you look at it, and I've watched the Friday and all that kind of stuff, but now when you go back and look at it, it's just crazy. Like
it's wild.
Yeah, it's all these movies. When you look at black cultural movies, every single thing deals with our trauma.
Yep,
it deals with our trauma, and now the way you calm down that trauma, smoke some weed, man.
And the cussing, why do black people think cussing is something they supposed to? I was watching Michael Epps in the Black Family movie. You know what I'm talking about?
What was Martin in it?
No, this is with him. He married to the Spanish girl, and they got the family. Black.
Oh, I know what you're talking.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Darn it.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So I'm watching the movie, and every other word in the movie is a cuss word.
Yep.
I mean, literally every other word in the movie is a cuss word.
Yep.
They just cussing and cussing and cussing. And I'm thinking to myself, I mean, that's what black people think they supposed to be doing, and that's how they betrayed the black life.
Yeah, because when you look at what's this show? I can't stand them shows. Like the Real Housewives.
Yeah.
Of Atlanta and all that kind of stuff. You're portraying the black woman of being aggressive.
Yes.
Loud.
Yes.
All this kind of stuff, violent and all this.
Yes.
So when people outside come by, that's what you're expecting to have. But for me, I'm like, these are some of the most quietest, feminine, softest ever. You know what I'm saying? But the portrayal of it, that's
funny you say that, because I saw a video, young girl, she a rapper, and she was singing a song about being from New York, and she was like, we from New York, and we don't talk, we don't say good morning, and we don't talk nice to people, and it's like a whole culture thing.
I shouldn't be laughing at that. That's crazy.
Like, what in the world is going? Why would? And then Medea. First of all, it started off with my man named Tyler Perry. He started off being like part Christian. Next thing you know, Medea and them smoking weed. Why are these old people smoking weed?
You're trying to bring in an audience through the wrong thing.
Do all the negative stuff.
You have to create a structure. Like me and Jim was talking when you guys were down in Orlando. After one of the shows, me and Jim were talking, and Jim said, regardless of what goes on in the world, we were talking about the financial state of America, and they're moving into digital money.
Yes.
And he was like, regardless of what happens in America or on earth, he was like, God already had a law and a kingdom that we got to follow. So America's laws don't have nothing to do with that.
Nothing.
You got to make sure that your kingdom is the same. And I liken it to this with, we have kids.
Right.
If our kids are outside and they get in trouble, we're not going to be worried about them other kids.
No.
I'm going to my kid, and I'm going, why? Because there's a structure in this kingdom that we got. And that's the same thing with God and his kids. I'm not worried about what goes on with what they teaching outside of here with,
Their parents might let them do stuff like
that. Yeah, exactly. We don't do
that.
Why? Because in the Bible, God said, I said.
Yeah, that's right.
Every time something is said, I want you to know that I said it.
That's right.
Because the kid gonna say, "Daddy, you said."
That's right.
Remember you said this?
That's right.
Yeah, God said, I know I said it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important.
Because you don't want to get whooped by him. I got whoopings when I was growing up.
Listen, we got whoopings. But yeah, that's why I'm surprised so much is going on in our culture that we know is negative, but we seem to promote it. I guess we promote it for the money. I guess the money's so good that it make you sell your soul.
But it's like you always say when we talking about the games and sports, it's the accountability.
It's accountability.
Like you're talking about with John Morant. It's the accountability of the whole thing. We don't want to take accountability for, because it's easier for me to sit in my own stink.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody to say nothing about it.
Right.
This is where I'm comfortable at. But you got to be uncomfortable in order for you to grow.
That's right. That's right. You have to be. And taking accountability is something that is a must in our society, especially for our men. We need to take accountability. Those are our children, and how we raise our children will affect our future. So we got to get back to leading again, get back to being men of integrity, men of character again. And I believe we're headed in the right direction. I believe that we're taking baby steps, but I think we're getting there. I think more men are crying out for a voice. And I think a lot of men in America don't feel like they have a voice.
No.
Yeah.
And we have to start showing up.
Yes.
Everywhere. You know what I mean? And for me, one of the things I think that for me is in the school system.
Oh my goodness! Don't get me started on that.
Yeah, I mean the things that
good gracious
is going on in the school system, and parents are
too busy with their own lives.
We're allowing this stuff to happen, knowing what's going on, but it's easier for me to deal with it.
Yeah.
You deal with it. I don't want to have to take on that responsibility.
I gotta go to the gym, so you teach the kids. I gotta go to my meeting. You teach the kids. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. You teach the kids, and they're teaching your kids, but they're teaching your kids some wild things.
So then, what happens when the kid get off of school? Then what?
Yeah. Now
it's your turn again.
Yeah. Well, they like, man, play with that computer. Play with that iPad. I ain't got time. I got stuff to do. I got life to live.
And what the stuff is going on that computer?
Yeah.
You don't know what they
man,
you thinking they just playing video games.
The Rev seen some stuff on the computer. Rev like, what the world's going on? What is that about?
Golly.
Yeah. So, we got to get back to leading again, being accountable to our children, our society, our families. And that's another reason. That's a reason. One of the reasons why families don't get together like they used to, because the men aren't being the leaders of the family anymore.
Mm-hmm. Just as something simple as sitting down at the table for dinner.
Just going out to eat, and we just sit around and talk.
When you look at it now, the structure of the household. Me and my wife, we always looking at HGTV.
Yeah.
We look at the House Hunters and all of those things. But when you look at these houses, you got the open floor plan, but ain't no dining rooms. Like, ain't no dining room tables where people to sit at. If it is, it's just Thanksgiving.
Right.
And that's it. So once a year, you're going to sit around with family and just get together?
Well, what I noticed about, and I can't say nothing about other people's family, but what I noticed about my family is the only time we come together, funerals and weddings. Either somebody die or somebody get married.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's sad, ain't it? Ain't it sad that the only time we get together is somebody die? Somebody got to die for us to get together. Now, don't get me wrong. People say it. Oh, we need to get together. We need to get together.
But
we never do it.
Every time. And it's always at the funeral. Yeah, it's never at the wedding. It's not.
Yeah.
Yep.
We need to get together.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, we got to. That's why I think this. That's why I think we brainstormed it.
Yeah.
But the faith in sports, we talked about, obviously next year.
Yes.
But the faith in sports league.
Yes.
To allow kids to have a place to come. Yeah, you playing sports, but in the downtime, we're going to sit, we're going to communicate.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about what's going on.
Yes.
Talk to me about something, what you need to know. You know what I
Yes.
mean? All this kind of stuff to bring these boys and young women too, just bring them together. And song about life. Man.
Oh yeah,
Lord have mercy.
When we get the next year, we get up and running our Faith in Sports League. Our primary focus is going to be on life. Secondary focus is going to be education. Yep. The third focus is going to be on sports.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're going to prepare them for life. Let them express themselves. What's going on in your life? What's going on in school? They pushing this. Okay, well, we need to talk about this. Mm-hmm. How you feel about that? Well, you the only person to ask me. Yeah, well, I'm asking you. Well, let's go. Mm-hmm. Tell me. Express yourself.
How many times have we said to ourselves, I don't want nobody in my business. I'm gonna just hold this stuff in.
Yep.
But you holding it in, it's not doing nothing but rotting in there. And then we wonder why there's nothing but acid that come out.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, for example, in a relationship, you might be mad at somebody. You ain't saying nothing. You just holding it.
Right.
You just walking past them.
Right.
Now everything that they do is gonna get on your nerves. I'm just blowing my nose. What I do?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Why you blowing your nose so loud?
Why you clicking that pen?
My wife is good for it. My wife was good for it. Oh, is that good? Is it that good?
Oh, you?
I'm chewing. I must be chewing too loud. Is it that good?
Oh, you chew with your mouth open?
Yeah, I chew. I guess I chew too loud for her sometimes. It must be good.
Yeah, it's. I think, and with the kids, I think they think about it in business.
Let me say this, Rod. One night, it was. I think it was March. You know how the weather is just changing.
Yeah.
And it was like that perfect sleep night.
That breeze.
And I was sleeping and I was dreaming about candy bars, like giant candy bars, just running all over the place. Right. I was feeling so good. And next thing I know, I feel myself being pushed. You know, somebody pushed you in the middle of the night, woke me up my dream. And my wife said to me, she looked right at me and she said to me, "You're snoring too loud." Oh, you woke me up to tell me I'm snoring too loud? I was feeling so good, feeling so happy.
Hey man, that's what. Yeah, sometimes
she don't like to see me happy. She don't. We call her at church NFL, no fun first lady.
And think about the kids. Think about the kids though in business. Like you say, you're gonna talk about life.
Yes.
They ain't never get taught about that.
They never talk. Yes.
I didn't learn that till I was in my 30s, early 30s.
Listen, I ain't know how to pay a bill. They sent me a credit card. I spent all the money on the credit card.
Yeah. Yeah, you gave it to me.
Yeah. I ain't know.
I got to pay it back.
Yeah, I ain't know that.
Yeah.
And I ain't know the interest rate was 12%.
Jesus. Yeah. People don't read that.
They don't know that. But we gonna teach them. We're gonna teach them about life, and we're gonna teach them how to best live their life according to the Word of God, and then they'll play sports and have fun as well.
Stop this mean mugging too.
Stop trying to be tough.
What is? Yeah.
Oh, that's all of this.
You're 10. You're not tough.
Yeah, I know that.
Stop that, man.
But America, I think we come to the last minute of the show.
Mm-hmm.
We got 1 minute. My wife said we got 1 minute, and you know what we're gonna talk about this 1 minute? You don't want to miss tomorrow's show.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss tomorrow's show. We're gonna have fun tomorrow, Ryan.
Yeah, we was gonna do it, but we're gonna get at top 10 NFL teams right now.
Top 10 NFL teams. You don't want to miss this because the Rev got a surprise for you. The number one team in America. This is gonna be a surprise. Rev ain't gonna tell you right now.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's gonna be a surprise. You ain't never gonna guess who the number one team in Rev top 10 is. Now tomorrow, America, it's your main man, the Rev. Faith in Sports. We are out.